Welcome to our college briefing program. Today, we have a lineup of fascinating stories that will surely keep you intrigued. First up, amateur historians in Weston, England, have struck gold by unearthing a long-lost Tudor palace, once home to Lady Margaret Beaufort, mother of King Henry VII. This remarkable discovery has been hailed as a miracle by local historians and verified by experts from the University of York. Imagine stumbling upon a piece of royal history in your backyard. What a find! Next, we dive into the world of film with An Unfinished Film, an independent Chinese movie that has reopened old wounds from the COVID-19 pandemic. The film, which critiques China's zero-COVID policy, has sparked a heated debate, with some praising its emotional power while others condemn it as unpatriotic. The movie has been banned from public screenings in China, but it continues to make waves internationally. Lastly, a tragic shooting incident in Unearthed, Western Australia, has led Premier Roger Cook to consider tightening the state's gun laws. The government is already implementing a $64 million buyback scheme to support new regulations that aim to enhance community safety. This incident underscores the ongoing debate around gun control and public safety. Please stay tuned for more details on these stories and other exciting news. Thank you for joining us, and please continue to watch for more in-depth coverage. New York Times. For generations, the residents of Weston, a quaint village in central England, have cherished tales of a grand Tudor palace that once graced their land. This palace, shrouded in mystery and lore, was said to have hosted royal processions and been the residence of Lady Margaret Beaufort, the mother of King Henry VII. Despite the passage of time and the palace's gradual disappearance into the earth, the legends persisted. Recently, these stories found new life when a group of amateur historians, led by Chris Close, unearthed remnants of the palace. Their discovery was later validated by historians from the University of York. Close, who grew up hearing these tales, expressed amazement at the find, highlighting its significance for the small village. The palace, once a vibrant hub during the Tudor era, fell into disrepair after the period ended in 1603, its materials repurposed and its grandeur forgotten, until now. South China Morning Post. An Unfinished Film, directed by Liu Yi, has reignited intense debates about China's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. The film, which was screened at the Cannes Film Festival, delves into the unfinished business left by the pandemic, using real news footage and personal videos from 2020 to 2022. Though it has not been approved for public viewing in China, the film has sparked nationalistic backlash, with some accusing Liu of pandering to Western critiques of China's zero-COVID policy. The film poignantly portrays the emotional and social toll of the pandemic, featuring events like the tragic bus crash in Guizhou and the fatal fire in Urumqi, which led to widespread protests. Critics argue that the film's raw depiction of these tragedies is a powerful reminder of the human cost of strict lockdown measures. Despite censorship, the film's resonance with public memory has made it a significant piece of contemporary Chinese cinema, highlighting the enduring impact of the pandemic on society. The Sydney Morning Herald. In a chilling incident in Unearthed, Western Australia, Jennifer Patelczyk and her daughter, Gretel, were tragically killed by Paul Bombara, who was armed and searching for his estranged wife. Bombara, enraged by his wife's refuge with Jennifer, fatally shot her and critically injured Gretel, who later died in the hospital. The police arrived too late to prevent Bombara from taking his own life. The incident has prompted WA Premier Roger Cook to consider further tightening the state's gun laws, which are already undergoing significant reforms. The government has launched a $64 million buyback scheme to reduce firearm ownership and enhance safety measures. Cook, expressing shock and condemnation, emphasized the importance of community safety and the need to heed police recommendations. The tragedy has left Jennifer's surviving daughter and Bombara's ex-wife under police protection, while the community mourns the loss of two innocent lives. Jennifer was remembered as a kind-hearted friend, and Gretel as a talented athlete and student, both victims of senseless violence. Nikkei Asia. The journey of Japanese baseball, culminating in the success of Shohei Ohtani, is a testament to the nation's quest for equality in a sport historically dominated by Americans. Introduced to Japan in 1872 by an American professor, baseball quickly resonated with the Japanese, who appreciated its group dynamics and the psychological duel between pitcher and batter, akin to martial arts. The sport's popularity surged after a group of elite Tokyo students defeated American players in 1896, symbolizing Japan's strides towards modernization. Over the decades, international goodwill tours featuring MLB stars like Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio further cemented baseball's place in Japanese culture. The breakthrough came in 1995 when Hideo Nomo, defying traditional norms, joined the LA Dodgers, transforming him into a national hero and paving the way for future stars like Ichiro Suzuki and Hideki Matsui. The emergence of Ohtani, who excels both as a pitcher and hitter, represents the pinnacle of this long journey, challenging any remaining doubts about Japan's place in global baseball. Associated Press, the final Pac-12 baseball championship game, featuring Arizona and Southern California, marked a poignant moment as fans gathered at Scottsdale Stadium, aware that they were witnessing the end of an era. The demise of the Pac-12, driven by financial motives and the lack of a media rights deal, began with USC and UCLA's departure to the Big Ten, triggering a cascade of exits by other member schools. This seismic shift has left Washington State and Oregon State clinging to an uncertain future. Despite its disbandment, the Pac-12 leaves behind a rich legacy, having amassed 561 team national championships and produced legendary athletes like Jackie Robinson and Tiger Woods. The conference's storied history, from its founding in 1916 to its dominance in various sports, will be remembered fondly, even as its members transition to new affiliations. Associated Press, in the ACC tournament semifinals, Duke's Alex Stone delivered a clutch two-run homer in the bottom of the 8th inning, propelling his team to an 8-2 victory over Miami and securing a spot in the championship game against Florida State. Stone's powerful hit off a 2-2 slider broke a 2-2 tie, marking Duke's first lead of the game. The Blue Devils' offensive surge continued with Devin Obie's towering 455-foot home run, sealing the win. Miami initially led with a two-run homer by Daniel Cuvette in the 4th inning, but Duke's resilience and timely hitting, particularly by Stone and Obie, turned the tide in their favor, setting the stage for a thrilling finale to the tournament. Yahoo US reported that Minnesota Aurora and River Light FC played to a 1-1 draw in Aurora, Illinois, maintaining Aurora's unbeaten streak in the USLW League regular season. Aurora goalkeeper Taylor Kane made a crucial save in the first half, but River Light took the lead in the 52nd minute when Maya Nugent scored after a collision with Aurora defender Alicia Donnelly. Aurora quickly responded, leveling the score in the 54th minute with a header from Sophie French, her third goal of the season. Aurora coach Colette Montgomery praised her team's performance and the competitive spirit of their opponents, expressing excitement for future matches. In a tragic incident covered by Yahoo US, Durham police are investigating a drive-by shooting that left a man dead and his companion fleeing the scene. The victim was shot while riding in a white sedan near Dearborn Drive and Old Oxford Road. The driver of the sedan continued to the Oxford Manor housing complex before abandoning the vehicle and the injured man, who was later pronounced dead at a hospital. Police have yet to release the names of the victim, the driver, or any suspects, but they believe the shooting was an isolated incident. This event adds to a disturbing trend of gun violence in Durham, with 87 people shot so far this year. The Globe and Mail reported the death of Skylar Jones, a globe-trotting archaeologist whose adventurous life drew comparisons to Indiana Jones. Jones, who passed away at 94, lived a life full of remarkable experiences, including surviving a helicopter crash in Algeria and traveling extensively from a young age due to his father's job. His adventures took him to Paris, Africa, Greece, and eventually Afghanistan, where he fell in love with the culture and pursued a career in anthropology. Jones became a curator and later the director at Oxford's Pitt Rivers Museum, and was awarded the Commander of the Order of the British Empire upon retirement. His life mirrored that of the fictional Indiana Jones, sharing a passion for archaeology, foreign languages, and a belief that artifacts belong in museums. Associated Press reports that Angela Stanford successfully defended her LPGA Senior Championship title, finishing with a 3-under-69 in challenging breezy conditions in Hurricane, Utah. This victory marks her as the first player to achieve back-to-back wins in this event. The 46-year-old golfer, who previously won at Sultan's Run in Jasper, Indiana, completed the 54-hole tournament at Copper Rock with a 10-under-206. Stanford noted the stark differences between the two venues, mentioning the shift from Indiana's soggy, rainy climate to Utah's high-altitude, dry, and windy conditions. Christy Kerr, who finished 3 strokes behind with a 70, praised Stanford's solid performance despite her own struggles with putting. Sweden's Maria McBride rounded out the top 3 with a 2-under after a final round of 71. In a fiery address at North Carolina's GOP convention, gubernatorial candidate Mark Robinson energized Republicans by criticizing media focus on Donald Trump's legal issues and advocating for economic and educational reforms. Robinson, currently the state's lieutenant governor, emphasized his vision for North Carolina's future, stressing the importance of leveraging local talent to achieve economic prosperity. His speech, which was live-streamed by WGHP, also highlighted his contentious stance on social issues, including LGBTQ rights and abortion, which has drawn both support and criticism. Robinson, who has been endorsed by Trump, framed himself as a champion of Republican policies, crediting them for the state's economic success and positioning himself as a pivotal figure in the upcoming 2024 election against Democratic Attorney General Josh Stein. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum and other Republican figures echoed Robinson's sentiments, underscoring North Carolina's significance in the national political landscape. In the SEC tournament semifinals, Tennessee's Christian Moore delivered a standout performance, going 3 for 5 with 2 doubles, a home run, and 2 RBIs, leading his team to a 6-4 victory over Vanderbilt. Tennessee, the top seed with a 49-11 record, is set to face number 11 seed LSU in the championship game. The Volunteers built their lead with key hits, including a 2-out, 2-run homer by Moore in the 6th inning. Pitcher Xander Sechrist contributed 6 solid innings, allowing 2 runs and striking out 5, while Marcus Phillips secured the save despite some late-game pressure from Vanderbilt. The Commodores, who had previously defeated Tennessee 13-4 in the second round, fought back with notable performances from Matthew Polk and Braden Holcomb, but ultimately fell short. Tennessee's victory sets the stage for a high-stakes final against an LSU team averaging nearly 11 runs per game in the tournament. In another marathon game, Alabama managed to keep their season alive with a win over Tennessee in the Knoxville Super Regional, which lasted 14 innings. Kristen White's chopper scored Lauren Johnson on a fielder's choice in the bottom of the 14th, tying the series 1-1. Carla Beaver pitched an impressive 10 shutout innings of relief for Alabama. Tennessee's Carlin Pickens took the loss after giving up 1 run on 5 hits in 9-1-3 innings. Meanwhile, unseeded Baylor upset number 4 seed Florida 5-2 in Game 2 of the Gainesville Super Regional, tying their series. Presley Pilon and Taylor Strain contributed with 2 hits each, while Shaylon Govan drove in 3 runs for Baylor. Missouri also stayed alive by defeating Duke 3-1 in Game 2 of the Columbia Super Regional. According to the South China Morning Post, over 3,000 residents in southern Hong Kong are warning of legal action if the University of Hong Kong, HKU, proceeds with plans to build a large innovation research hub in Pak Fu Lam. The residents argue that the project will lead to the removal of thousands of trees and exacerbate local traffic issues. They also criticize the university for a lack of public consultation. Gregory DeEb, a representative of the Cujic Public Representation Group, suggested that the San-Tin Technopole in Yuen Long would be a more suitable location for the hub. The proposed Global Innovation Center is expected to span 4.72 hectares and include various facilities, but requires rezoning approval. Lawmaker Judy Chon and other local figures have echoed concerns about the project's impact on traffic and the environment. If the Town Planning Board approves the project, residents are considering applying for a judicial review. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.